Welcome to All Horse Racing All the Time. I'm your host, Al. Today, we're going to be taking a look at Aqueduct. They have a tremendous card, 10 races. First race goes off at 11:50 today. So we'll be taking a look at some of these races, see what's out there, see what looks good. You can make your selections in advance, get a nice head start. But if you want to play this game and you want to play it to the best of your ability, you want to see the races live. You want to see what's going on the board. You want to see if you're getting paid. So we'll get to some of that stuff. We'll start looking at the very first race, but first, coffee. Nice. Nice. Wow, nice and hot too. Maxwell House, original blend, medium roast. All right, getting started at 5. It's been a while. Maybe joined by a guest later, so stay tuned for that. So we'll get right down to brass tacks. Aqueduct, one of the larger tracks, one of the larger circuits. Earlier in the week, I did a show, and not a show, I made some selections, a racing report for Mountaineer. And it had some winners on there, but the payouts were so low, and some of the results were very unpredictable. There's been some grumblings that these smaller tracks, it looks like they're fixed, that the horses are being pulled up, and sure winners turn into losers right at the end. And are those races fixed? I believe the smaller tracks, the smaller the circuit, the higher the probability that there is monkey business going on at these tracks. And the pools can be swayed so easily because they're a fraction of the size of, say, a Del Mar or Aqueduct, one of the major tracks. And so that makes for wildly fluctuating payouts. I see the board change at these tracks. After the gates open, I see horses dropping 5, 7, 10 to 1. I had one race where a 4 to 1 wound up being a 1 to 9 after the gates opened. You don't see much of that garbage going on at a bigger track. So my suggestion would be to play the tracks. If you're going to play the races and play it seriously, and you want the races to be above board on the up and up, higher, the bigger the track, the higher the probability that you're going to get a fair shake for your money. Like even a Woodbine is a terrific track. A Woodbine with their 20-cent trifectas and 20-cent pick threes. So if you're out there and you're looking to improve your game and cover the races a little bit, take some chances and experiment with your wagering plays, Woodbine is the perfect place for that type of stuff. We got some comments here to see who's out here. Who do you like in the first race? We're going to get to that. Going to start looking at the first race. Post time is in 18 minutes. And we're going to see what the board is. When I make my selections, I make my selections before looking at the opening odds. A lot of jockey race fixing. I see a lot of races that look like, more so now after the pandemic than years ago. I think there's more fixing going on, more game playing. Say a jockey turns around and he's on a favorite, right? And he's going to hold the horse back and let somebody else slip in the money. And then he turns around and he gives a buddy of his a few $100 to bet on the race. And he doesn't have to put the bet in himself, but he could get involved in tarnishing the outcome with the help of others. I don't think the jockeys converse and plan amongst themselves so much. And but yeah. Good morning, PS. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Good morning, PS, and hi, happy racing day. Hi, Lola Baloloy. Let's get right down on. Let's start looking at this race. Let me bring up the board, and I'll tell you who I'm considering strongly here to see what's happening. And now in this first race, the conditions are as follows. Okay, it's a maiden special weight. And it's kind of a tricky race for 2-year-olds, fillies. And Chad Brown, he has a horse that ran on dirt, a filly that ran on dirt, and her only race, and she gets Rod Ortiz up, tangent, tangental, or tangental. What a name. Why do you give a horse that name? I'm going to play against this one. Going turf to dirt. Ran only one race at this class at 7.25. The ones I'm landing on here, be careful with this race. I think the 5 is very dangerous. This horse, it's run 2 races, this filly. It's run 2 races, and both on dirt. But the first race was tremendous. Really ran a very fast race, faster than the others in here. And this trainer is very good, strong, going from dirt to turf. So making his first turf. And that is number 5. Corral, yeah. Dylan Davis up, open 9-2, now 4-1. I think that's a pretty good price. Probably will be part of the pace. Now this trainer, Robert Robato, when he goes dirt to turf, over 98 races, wins 11%, but he has an ROI of 2.99. But here's a figure based on 33 races. When he sends one out there first time turf, he has an ROI of 4.72. But I like the speed. That race 2 back is just eye-popping. And even the last race, speed-wise, it's sprinting, it's stretching out. So that's a little bit of a concern. So that's why I'd use this one with some others. One of them that draws in that interests me is the outside horse from Graham Motion. This one was an AE, and due to scratch, gets in there. The girl from Ireland. She ran well her first time. She's going to have to overcome the outside post. She's number 13, but actually post 11 with the scratches. So that's not like coming too far outside. And ran a good first race. Ran a little bit wide. But usually they improve second out. Let me just see something. 1 second. I'll stay on this. Okay. So far I like the 6, Quarrel, number 13, girl from Ireland. And the other one I have to go with in a 3-horse box is Justifiable Bell, the Tard Pletcher entry, who really ran a quick race, really not taking much money, on the board at 5-1, open at 7-2. And the last race was not good, but it was on a sealed track. But the first race, not bad. A repeat of that race makes her a big contender. And it looks like you get paid with that one too. That one's is 7-2, and it's a Pletcher with Castellano. Oh, and Graham Motion has a girl from Ireland. Motion with Manuel Franco aboard. And this Quarrel has Dylan Davis on board. Let's see who else is out there. Trainer is involved with the jockey. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Excellent point, JW. Who do the experts like? How about the other ones in there? One that I was initially going to use, but I backed off. I backed off number 4, Self-Confident. Now that's a tricky one here because this one's taking money too. Open 6-1, now 3-1. Junior Alvarado up, not too crazy about that. So that's another contender. I think my main 4 contenders, if you're going to do a daily double and you want it to spread a little bit, 2, 4, 6, 13. But I really like that 6, Quarrel, based on first career race. And I like the girl from Ireland. The AE gets in. It's always dangerous, and that's 8-1, and open 8-1, and now 7-1. What about the track touts? Do you like to go with the track experts, the ones that give you these plays, and like Andy Serling? And let's see what these guys have to say. Don't let these guys throw you off your game. Let's see if I can post that up here and get it up here right on the screen. Yeah, I'm just looking at something else. Self-confident. Couple of nice races that for. I can see why it's taking money. Quarrel. It's actually, he has the second highest power rating. Let's see if we can get some picks up from these guys on TV, just to give you an idea. Aqueduct talking horses. I learned early on to go with my own horses, or these guys on TV. All right, let me give you let's get this right out of the way right here, right now. I got the link. I could put it right on. I could put it right up. You can see who they like, and then we'll take a look at them. All right, number one. It's a cold day here in New York. Last week we were in the 70s, and now it's in the 30s here today. And okay, I got the link. Talking horses. Let's see who the experts like. And it looks like they're both way off. They're not even close to each other here in this first race. See, add the link. Present. Share screen. Chrome tab. Okay, let's talk a little bit about these guys. See who they like and why. We still got 8 minutes to post, so we can take a closer look at them for a second. So that's what these guys are up to. I think the 6, if I had to pick just one, I'll tell you, 3 of them I think all have a big shot. I think the 6 is the one, if I had to pick just one, I'd go with the 6, even though it never ran on dirt. You know Andy Sterling, is he a winning gambler? Based on his TV picks, I don't follow him that closely. He picks some winners sometimes. I'm not a big fan. I'm not a fan. I think he's more of an entertainer. But to Andy's credit, he hit a giant pick 6 in the mid 90s at Saratoga. And I think it might have been the biggest pick 6 pay up there in Saratoga history. And that's where he made a name for himself, hitting the pick 6. And then he did say that when he was playing, he wasn't working. He was just doing horse racing for a living and depending on his winnings. And he said that was one of the most miserable periods of his life. It just added a whole lot of pressure when he didn't have another source of income. And so horse racing, it's not for the faint of heart if you want to do it strictly as a way to make a living. And there are a couple other big players. Stephen Chris said the same thing. And when he had no other income and he was just playing the horses, he was running into trouble. And he hated it too. So that's something to keep in mind if you think, oh, I'm a winning player, so I'm going to give up my job and do this for a living. Think again. It's a lot of pressure, and it's not as when you want to be able to be loose, ice water through the veins. You don't want to be depending on a victory, and this way you could think outside the box easier. You might not play the same horses you would play if you just if the rent money's on the line. So let's get Andy and them out of here. We'll bring them back later. So who do you like here? Now the 2 is at 9-2. Now the 4 is the favorite. I'm a little concerned about the 4. Let's talk a little bit about the early pace. I heard he split the ticket with several people. I know he split it with at least another person. I don't know how many, but yeah, good point, JW. I don't know how many he split it with, but I know he split it with at least one. That's another idea, another excellent point, JW, because sometimes if you could form a team for a pick 6 or pick 4, you can get more creative with your ticket and probably win it. You might, of course, you're not going to get the same amount if you play it by yourself, but then you give yourself a better chance to take on the big boys and spread and cover with multiple tickets. So good time. It's a good move to get a team together. I've heard that sometimes getting a team together causes problems. I heard this from another racing analyst. People arguing about about the payouts, how it should be divided because one person, they didn't get a horse in there that the other guys didn't agree upon, and the horse came in, or a horse came in and it was a bomb, and one guy thought he should have got a little bit more because he was the one that picked that horse. Takeout is too high to make a living in horse racing. Unless you're really, really good. There is a takeout. You're playing, the house is taking a chunk out of every race. How close to read a post? 1 minute to post. There was something else I wanted to bring up here. What about the Daily Double? Are you interested in the Daily Double? You want to add? There's a 1 in the second I like for Graceful Rose. There are a couple of them I like in the second that look interesting. I would suggest playing a quinella for there and use all 3 in exacta. In the quinella, no, use all 3 in the multis. Graceful Rose, number 1, 12-1, running faster races than they look on paper. Number 1. Number 3, Splashy, 7-2. I believe that's a first-time starter. Yeah, it is with Manny Franco up, but Christophe Clement. And the other one, Central Speed, 138. The 8 actually looks 3-1. And I'm not using. I'm playing against the chalk there. It's number 2, Slow Down Summer, which opens 5-2 because it's going turf to dirt. Has flashed some early speed. Might be the pace, but I'm going to play against the Rudy Rodriguez, and the jockey is Jose Gomez. I'm going to go against those guys. And on the 3 I like for race 2, 1, 3, and 8, jockeys are Carmouche, Franco, and Joel Rosario on the 8. All righty. So I'll be calling the race as I see it unfold here. Put it on your ADW or on TV. What do I have it on here? FiOS 384 or 383 is the channel. Shows all the races. I used to show them on the channel. I actually put the races up during a live show, but I'm not allowed to do that. So otherwise I would, you know. I'm not trying to welch out on showing the races, but you got them on either on your computer or TV. You know, it looks like they're getting ready to get in. They're walking up to the gate. Let's get some odds here as they approach the gate. How's that 6 that I like the best? The 6. 4-1. The Girl from Ireland, number 13. I'm on exacta box of 2, 6, and 13 here. Race 1. Let me put it up. So let's see what happened. Good luck, everybody. About to kick off our day of racing. Early start here. I love it. All right. Looks like they're getting in. 1, 6, and 2, 6, and 13. The one that scares me a little bit is the 4, because I went off the 4 and moved over to the 13. Changing your mind, right? I didn't want to go absolutely crazy. I would box 4 if no problem with that. But there are other horses in here like that 7 and the 1, 2 from Brown. 1 from Brown, they could cause trouble here. This is not a race to go crazy with. It's the first race of the day. These are all maidens, 2-year-olds. Let's see how this unfolds. Okay, 5 is leading, followed by 6, followed by Brown's 1. Where is the Irish girl, number 13? Okay, the 6 is running in second, tracking the 5. I wish they would show the odds. What are the odds on the 5? 39 to 1 shot is leading. Right. Okay, it's a reasonable opening quarter, 24 and change. The 5 is on the board at 40 to 1. Those of you having the 5, good luck if any of them played it. Where's 13? 13 is running in 5th. 5, 6, 9, 1, 13. And here comes Pletcher's number 2. Looks like they're going into the far turn. 6 still tracking the 5. 6 is starting to move and will overtake the 5. And here comes my 13, the Irish girl. Come on, go. Get to the line, people. Oh no, here comes the Chad Brown horse. Come on, 6. Don't make a liar out of me here. All right, we got the 6 home. That's one I like best. And final price on that 6 was 4-1. That Brown one snuck into second at 5-1. The Irish girl fell apart as she started to make a move. And there's Pletcher. I'm looking for his 2 here. Who's coming. The 2 just faded. There you go, 6. That's good for the daily double. Hey, Turkman, welcome aboard. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for joining us, everybody out here. Let's win some races here. You got the winner home, but these stupid exacta. 617 3. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wow, that's what I call coverage. Good luck wherever you're playing this. Aaron Cook, good job. Aaron's favorite track, I believe, is Mountaineer, if I'm not mistaken. No, Mountaineer. That's the give that 6, Aaron. Great job on the 6 and great job on the 1. That's a tricky race. It's just even the 7, you know. I'm really disappointed in the 13, and at least I'm glad I threw out that 4. Yeah, Aaron was not a fan of Mountaineer the other night either. I just really stick with the bigger tracks. Delmar, Gulfstream is a nice track. Delmar, Aqueduct, you get good purses. Woodbine, you gotta love Woodbine. 25-1 exacta. Aaron, great job on that exacta. Play against Brown at your own risk. Let me just check this board here. Is it really 25-1 exacta? That's a nice payout in that. Absolutely, yeah, $25 back. He wasn't planning on doing a live show today, but decided, why not? Let's get out there and take a look at some of the races. It's been a while since we did a live show, so we're going to be doing some more of them. More of them definitely in the coming weeks as we head towards the holiday season. I'm going to have to heat up this coffee. Okay, let's take a quick look at race 2. Yeah, I make my picks in advance for the day. I create a racing report. If you're interested in the racing report, email me at liveracing@gmail.com. Because, hey, maybe you want to have a chance to, you want to get an idea, you want to play some races, you want to look them over a little bit, but you don't have time to watch them all. So it gives you a heads up there. And you got to be willing to adjust. Sometimes the horses you like early are not, you're not going to like them later on. Maybe the payouts are too low. Maybe you want to skip the race. Maybe you see a horse acting up in the paddock. Maybe you see the horse sweating excessively, which is always a bad sign, especially if it's sweating on a day like today in New York, where it's, I might have hit 40 by now. It was 30-something degrees all through the morning. So up until last week, we were enjoying an Indian summer, and now suddenly the temperature dropped like a stone. And I heard somewhere that Buffalo up north got about, 5 feet of snow or 4 feet of snow? That's insane for this time of year. So you want to be able to adjust on the fly in the payouts. Watch the payouts. I mean, in hindsight now, my play probably should have been, boxing the 6 with a few others. but I wouldn't have had the 1. So great job, Aaron, on that 1. I took a stand against it. I just Pletcher's 2 was surprising because that one had such a nice first race. 25.75 exacta for $1. 617 trifecta. I would have liked to see that be a little higher. Now the second race. Let me talk a little bit about these horses. I'll try and go right down the line with them. I'm looking at Graceful Rose, the one. It has Michael Gorham as the trainer, who is, now here's my problem. I like this horse by its overall speed. It's been running wide. It's been running wide. So if you look at the speed figures, it's going to look like the horse ran slower than it actually was moving. And it's run all 3 races at this distance. And speed-wise, has every right to get this thing done today at a 12-to-1 price. The trainer concerns me. The horse is coming in from Delaware. It has 2/3 and a second in 3 starts. And now it's moving up in class. It's been running maiden claimers, and now this is made special weights. So that's a negative. What I like about this race is offered is quinella, and so you could play it without really getting hurt. Like when I graded this race, I gave it a C+. So that's a relatively low grade. And but you have quinella options available. Speed-wise, I think this horse is there, but the trainer, this guy Gorham, is 0 for 36 at Aqueduct. That's a horrendous number. And he's in the money 31% of the time, which is okay. Okay, he's in the money 31% of the time. With Carmouche as his jockey, 10%. Carmouche here wins 17% at Aqueduct. So let's move on to number 2. And that opens 12-to-1. And I think for quinella play, I mean, the 2 the 2 has been running just about as fast as the 1 on its best, and this one's going from turf to dirt. And I believe it opened as the favorite at 5-2, so I'm going to try and beat it. This jockey Antonio Gomez and Rudy Rodriguez together, the 18%. Rudy Rodriguez, over 3,100 plus races at Aqueduct, wins 22%. So Rudy's always dangerous. And when he goes dirt to turf to dirt, he wins 16%. It's not for me, even though it's a favorite. I don't like the turf to dirt in this case. 3 is the other one I think looks very interesting. Aaron, my box was 167. I could have made it a trifecta. Great job. Erin, I believe, has only started playing in May, and now she is cashing superfecta tickets. You see another exacta tickets. I've heard she's had some big winners and making great progress as a player, only getting started in May. Great job. Hey, you had all 3. Turkey. Welcome, Turkman. I should have put 2 and 2 together. And thanks for joining us, everybody, here today. And Aaron, thanks for weighing in here. Who was I talking? Splashy? I think it has a good first time. I like it as a first time starter. I like the breeding, the flatter. That sire it usually produces decent numbers early, and the trainer, Christophe Clement, with 2-year-olds, first time out, he hits 20% with a 2.72 ROI. So, and he's in the money 46% first time out. So this guy has him wound up and ready to go early, and got a nice jockey up in Manny Franco, 17%. And Manny Franco is 14% on 2-year-olds and 19% on dirt. So I like that one. Now we'll go to the 4. Here's where things get dicey. Opens 15 to 1, now 23 to 1. When his horses are over 10 to 1 the first time for the maidens, when his horses are over 10 to 1, get this, he only wins 2% of the time. Then he jumps to 10% the next time. We're 2%, and that's covering 179 races, so not for me. 9% Jock, Jorge Vargas, 9%. I'll pass on that. Boris Becky. Anthony Dutrow, brother of Rick Dutrow, 13% first time out. Eric Cancel aboard. Dutrow is 19% at Aqueduct, 15% with jockey Carroll. Eric Cancel, but get the ROA on with these two together, covering 78 races, a 3.91 ROI. So they probably hit on some bombs. And this is out of a decent sire who runs well first, usually produces good runners first time out. Candy Ride, it's first time starter. What are the odds on this one? 7 to 1. I wouldn't say that one's impossible if you're going to spread. Let's go on to Queen Masterpiece. And then we'll catch up on the chat. Queen Masterpiece. Thank you, everyone who's joining me today, joining us live, surprise live show. I only figured let me get out there and cover at least some of the races, take a look at it. Maybe I see something I didn't see earlier when I was making my report. I mean, that's how I do it when I play. Write up my notes, my reports, my selections, my plays. And then when I'm playing, I'll go out there and be ready to improvise on the fly, depending on what's going on. Sometimes there's even late scratches that happen that go off during the day, during the course of the day, that changes everything. Thankfully, that's not too often. Queen Masterpiece. What do we have with her? Boris Becky. Okay, we talked about this. I could kind of work with this one. Queen Masterpiece, another first-time starter. Be careful on this race. There's no crime in passing on the race. I gave the race a C+. You got the firsters in there. James Bond, the trainer, he wins 9% first time out, but he probably hits with some bombs because he hits 9% with firsters, but his ROI is 5.34, which is insane. 5.34, that covers 54 races. Junior Alvarado up, wins 11%. Munings is the sire, another sire that produces good first runs. For the speedy horses first time out. Now, this jockey trainer combo of James Bond and Junior Alvarado, covering 51 races, they win 24% of the time. Another first-time starter. What are the odds on Queen Masterpiece? Open 10 to 1, still 10 to 1. It's a very competitive race. There's only that Coursum Elegant, this 0% trainer, I think it is. I don't know, what is it? 4 is 22 to 1. All the other horses range between 11 to 1 and 9 to 5. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them under 10 to 1. And this is only an 8-horse field. Queen's Masterpiece, not for me. I'm going to say, I'm going to pass. Now, Linda Rice, Good Morning Kiss, with Jose Lezcano, her go-to guy. I can't deal with this one. It likes to be forwardly placed, and it's another one going turf to dirt. Linda is 22% going turf to dirt, 19% with Liscano. But others are just faster. And the two that I'm already playing against ran much faster in its two races, both of them, than this one did in its lone race. So I'm going to pass on Morning Kiss. I think it's taking money because of Rice. Then we're going to go back and look at the pace a little bit. I might take a second to heat up my coffee. Good Morning Kiss, I'm against that one. And Central Speed, number 8, that's the other one I like. I like the ones, am I going to go off any of these horses? The ones I said, Quinella Box, 138. Do I add a fourth horse? I could see the boy. I could see adding the 5. I like the sire, or Specky. And say you play it for $1, right? We just want to have fun and have something to watch. You go with a Quinella, 1, 3, 5, 8. I don't even know what that. You got to look at the payouts. Central Speed. This one is ran here, came in 3rd on this track. Now it got bumped last time and it was rated. It got stuck 4 or 5 wide and still managed to come in 3rd in its lone start on October 30th. So now it's coming back. Gets Rosario up. Horses usually improve in that second race. Has enough speed to be in position. At 2 is probably going to be the early speed. But who knows if these other ones are going to flash early speed. Well, let me tell you a little bit about their workouts. Just see, I'm talking first-time starters here. The 3 has a couple bullet workouts. The last 4. No great shakes on the 4s. Boss Becky, how are her workouts? 17 out of 26, 102. Now 2, that's on the 14th, but on the 6th, she worked at Belmont, 8th out of 189, 42nd and 47 and 1. $75,000 entry. Queen Masterpiece. What about the 6? Not really lighting it up. 8. I mean, 8 should be the one to beat. You know, it's the fastest business number. Second start, encountered all sorts of trouble. I think the 1 is the wild card in here, the shipper. All right, let me think about that. Let me put my selections up and then get back. Let's see. Turkman, follow you from Turkey. I'm glad if you write with the best writing. Thanks, Turkman. Thanks for joining us again. Best race 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I don't know. I do have a racing report available, but liveracing@gmail.com to work off that. But no, I'm not sure how many of the races I'm going to cover here today. I'll try and cover as many as I can. Second race, let's get the money back with 5. Roberto. Good luck, Roberto. Now let's go to the other guys. I'm going to heat up my coffee and I'm going to let you see what these other guys are saying here. And then we'll talk about them for a few minutes. We still have some time before post. 5 minutes before post. Not really. Okay. Race 2. We'll stick with my guns here with this. Go light. You want to add the 5 in there? Add the 5. I'm not sure what these. The whole key to this one for me is getting the 1 in there. One, 3, 8, I think. See. All right, let's see what these guys have to say. Add this to the stream. The problem with the 1 is they're running very wide, but I think the rail is going to help them today, or her today. I think the rail can help, maybe keeps the horse in gear. Horse has enough early speed that it shouldn't get stuck running 4 wide today. The shipping in from Delaware is a little troubling. Let me take another look at these numbers for a second. The 1's moving up. The 1 got its work cut out for it. But it has the speed to be in the mix. Boss Becky, talk about the 5 a little bit again. Boss Becky, the dam has 3 winners from 5 starters, 18% trainer in sprints, and the breeding suits today's sprint distance. Problem is, can't sell. The jockey has been cold, only 3% win, only winning at a 3% clip. What about the 7? What do they say about the 7? Good morning kiss. That's Linda Rice. Chance to improve. Yeah, now this is the one that ran on the turf. It's going to really have to improve because the 2 is faster. A 2 is a big time front runner here. It was having fast workouts too. Since its last race, the workouts have been slow. Did something taken out of the 2 that it's working so slow? It has the early speed. It led at the first and second call in the last 2, and the last race it led right up until the 3rd call before finishing 2nd, right at the end by a length. And this one, and it ran very quick quarters, 22 second, and then a 44 in 3 second call. So this one is fast early. What we got to look for here is one of these first is to show some speed, and the 2 doesn't really have something left, or it doesn't take to the dirt. These first is are wild cards. So we see who these guys like. Thanks for doing this. This is a stay inside day here in South Ontario. Yeah, wow. Burr. Keep one. Perfect day for horse racing. Good luck, John. John, a pleasure doing it. Thanks for joining us. All right. And we got John again. John's picks. If you haven't seen him yet, 738 boxed up and exacta. Best of luck, John. Enjoy the race. And this is my race here. Let's get rid of these guys for now. We'll check in with them later. Hung in there because we write it right before post time now. And Rich Gliori. I used to write for Bleacher Report Sports, and I did a tremendous art. I did an article on Richard Migliori years ago. It's still out there on the net. I was a correspondent for Bleacher Report, and that was a fun gig there a few years. I used to cover baseball, football, and of course, horse racing. So, did some good articles there. A lot of fun. What do we got here? Richard Migliori, nice guy. I see him sometimes at the track. Always a big smile. You know, I don't know him personally. Hi, how you doing? You know, it looks like a happy-go-lucky guy. He was the jockey on a horse that I really liked in 2008 and 9, Mr. Fantasy. The horse was fast as hell. Never a short career. Pulled up. He never finished worse than third. I saw him win some nice races. Yeah, the MiG. So what do we got here? What time is post time? Let's see how close these guys are running to schedule. Because I see some tracks like Tampa Bay or Gulfstream is horrific. They get in the gate, you know, about five minutes or more after post. It's just insane. Anything else we see here? Look for 2 to flash the early speed. And 1 might have a little bit of early speed. And post time here is 12:20, and it's 12:22. All right. I guess it's not too bad. It's running. I guess they only get in there about a minute or so after post. Let's see. The 1 here. Good luck, everybody. We got a pick here. 538 box. Good luck. Padilla. All right. What's going on here? If I was going to add a horse to this mix, I'd add the 5. Right, quinella box 138. Good luck. Enjoy the race. There's the 2. No surprise. But he's getting a little bit pushed this time, unlike the other races. There goes the 8. Where's my 1? Seven might pull this off here. Well, let's see. 7's making a move. Look at this. Look at this. Does anybody have this? Don't see it, folks. Wait. Tough race. Very tough race. I'll give you your payouts right now. Then I'm going to heat up my coffee here and I'll be back in a couple of minutes. Total whiff job here. 2, nowhere to be found. 6-5. That's 110 to 1 exacta, folks. A 19 to 1 over a 7 to 1. Let's take a quick look at Queen's Masterpiece before I step away. Yeah, well, Bond is 24% with Jockey Junior Alvarado. Muning's a good sire. Can't pick them all. 9% trainer, first time out. Nice job. Nice pick. Jeez. All righty. I'm going to be right back. All right, we're back and better than ever. Not much we could do with that last race. And when you get back, can you explain more about a quinella? A quinella is less. Good question. Thanks for your question, Aaron. A quinella is a race. It's similar to the exacta. If you want to play it safe, it's less expensive than the exacta. You can say you bet one combination. You bet a quinella for $1 or quinella for $2, whatever the bet is, and you just give two horses. They're the two horses that you think are going to finish first and second, and they could be either way. So if you're going to play the exacta in box two horses for $1, it would be $2. A quinella, which you have the same two horses and they're boxed, only costs $1. And usually the quinella pays roughly half of the exacta sometimes. Sometimes the quinella, even though it's less expensive, pays more than the exacta. When that happens is if you have a long shot coming in second with one of the favorites, they treat that long shot as if it came in first or second. So in that case, you're rooting, you can get fancy with some longer ones. And say you were going to box three horses for $1 in the exacta, and that's $6. Now, if you're going to box three in the quinella, same three horses, cost half the price, $3, and you have all the same combinations covered. So, but a nice thing about that is maybe you want to get fancy in a quinella race. Say you want to box four horses, and in a quinella, that would be $6 for $1. Four horses boxed in an exacta, it'll pay $12. But generally, the exacta pays more than the quinella. But you can catch some big ones sometimes. Got hot coffee here, but also fresh ice water. Green cup, you know why? Of course, it's the color of money. And it's time to start winning some races. Quinella is a nice play. I think let me see. I think another example is quinella. A 5-horse box is $10, whereas exacta would be $20. So you can really cover a lot of horses with the quinella. Say you only like two of them, and you want to spread 2 by quinella. You put down a quinella and say I like 1, 2 with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now you got 6 horses covered in the quinella that can come in first place, but you got to get one of your first 2 main horses home, either first or second with the others. So if you put a here, they have quinella wagering available. So if you entered in your betting website, your ADW, just a combination, you could look at the prices. You can see how it can be a dangerous play and a safer play in a race like that. So any other questions about the quinella, just let me know right here. And what do we got going on? 14 minutes to post. Let me just check in. What did that last try pay? My one horse, now look at that, the one that I liked. Another dangerous play is the show bet. It would have been a nice show bet for that one that opened at 12 to 1. It wound up being 21 to 1 and slipped into third and paid $11.80. And that was the one I was centering my whole quinella play on. But and the 3 came in fourth. But 6-5, nothing I could do with that. 225 exacta for $2. And now here the quinella price. See, in this case, the exacta paid more than double the quinella. The $2 exacta, 225, and the $2 quinella, 93.50. So if you box 3 there, you saved a little money, but you definitely made out better, much better with an exacta play there. Race 3. See, one I like here. Yeah, I like the 4 to do something. Dangerous trainer with Joe Sharp. The horse is fast early. It's out of street sense. Joe Sharp is a sneaky, sneaky trainer who knows how to win. Gets good jockey Castellano up, who's good on speed horses. Call Me Harry opens at 6-1. Now on the board at 7-1. Now this is a turf race, so let me get some speed figures up here so I could expand on this. So I wrote this up this morning, so I could get refreshed with it. Mile and a 16th on turf, allowance optional change. Yeah, Call Me Harry is the main speed here. He has went to the front the last 3 times. Castellano has ridden 3 times in a row. This will be his 4th. Analyze It is taking the money. Chad Brown entry. Used to show more early speed, but could be part of the pace. Race 3. Todd Pletcher, number 1. Not keen on that. Just looks a little on the slow side for me. So let me move on to the ones I really like. What about Jerry the Nipper? Number 2, the other Pletcher entry. All right, it's superior to the 1. Yeah, open 7-2. All right, yeah, Analyze It. That's a fair favorite. It ran last April of last year at Aqueduct and Rary. A race that was faster than it looked. Yeah, this one just has very solid numbers. The 3 has to be included. Chad Brown with Irad Ortiz together, they're 26%. I think it can be done. Looks like a sneaky one. Let me take a look at that since you mentioned it can be done. I'll tell you what I see there with this one. Thanks for the questions. Anybody has any questions about a horse, let me know. Has the connections. Draws inside just by the purism looking at it. It doesn't look as fast as the others. Horse hasn't won in over a year. Has run in G1 and G2 races, G3 races before. 4-year-old. Last 2 races, 3rd and 2nd. The last race, 3rd by beating a 1.5. And 2 back, a 2nd by a neck at today's distance at Monmouth. Carmouche and Pletcher together, 21%. How do you like this, Aaron? Do you think this one has a shot to win? I mean, does a lot of it's running at Monmouth. Has not raced at its last race was at Aqueduct. This is going to be the 2nd race with Pletcher as the trainer, which is always an upgrade. All right. Let me look at the pace. Oh yeah, let's see. It can be done. How kind of pace does this one have? This one is going to be. This one's probably going to. They're probably going to send this one too. Has experience at the distance, so that should be no problem. Usually likes to be near the lead and even on it here and there on some back races. And it gets the rail, so it should save ground. I just think the other ones are faster. Go down the line. How about Call Me Harry? Call Me Harry. No, that's the one I like. I like the. It has races 2 and 3 back that are 2 back. It's definitely a win contender. Before its last race, it won 2 in a row. Last race, it came in 4th, but only 2 back at this. Now, the question is going to be the distance. He usually runs at a mile, and he's going to be going for the front. Can he get the extra 16th? Castellano up. Caninos, Michael Maker, number 5. Lescano up. The 2, Lescano and Maker together, 10%. Here's something else I see, but it can be done. This one has that one horse hasn't won it over a year. That's a bit of a concern. The brown horse, it's ran fast here before. It's lone race. How about 6? 6 is the one. If you go back 4 races at Saratoga and lost by a head, a repeat of that effort, a repeat of the last Ocean Atlantique, a repeat of that race 4 back, and probably put it in the winner's circle. Could be. I'm doing a key super with 3 on top and 167. Good luck. I think you got a shot there. Let me get 6 definitely has a shot to get in there. And you got Maker and McCarthy up. McCarthy, he's 14% at Aqueduct. How about the 7? Space Launch is a big win threat, number 7. The 20-cent superfectas, they definitely. I've had some of those that paid over a couple $100, and I don't play the super that often, but I think it's maybe one of the best bets in horse racing. Based on the last 2, that 7 is always around the wire. 2 seconds in a row, but a length and a quarter back and 3/4 back. Before that in 3rd, 1 3/4 back. For that in 1st, won by a head. For that in 2nd, lost by 2.5. Always around the wire, and very good at this. And the distance is no problem for Space Launch, number 7. I'm definitely staying on that 4 with the pace. And of course, the 7 or the 8 horse Space Launch. It's 7. 8 horse is a main track only. So. Yeah, they pay. Even dime supers can pay a lot if you get the right combination. I gave out a dime super a couple of years ago online, and it came in and paid over $1,000, and it was just a 4-horse box. So for a dime, you could really do serious damage too if it's right. But a friend of mine, one of the guys, I've had him on a show as a guest a couple of times. Robert Finaro. He played Eugene Pontecorvo. Look him up, Robert Finaro, Funaro. Robert Finaro, Eugene Pontecorvo on The Sopranos, and he's also a tremendous horse player. And I've had him on shows, previous shows, some time back before I started this channel. And we did handicap the Breeders' Cup or the Derby, the Triple Crown races. And after, I gave out that $1,000 dime super box, he says, "You need a nickname. I'm going to call you AH." So superfectas, yeah, one of the best bets in horse racing. So where are we landing here? I'm keying. What do I give this race? I say it's a very competitive race. Call me Harry is very fast early and has numbers that can take this. I would say box my play actually. If we went with the report that I wrote up this morning, I'm going to stay with it. The 4 concerns me a little bit on the board at 9-1, but don't let the board sway you. Aaron, you're 1. You get paid if this one comes in. 12-1. 1 minute to post. Let me post my picks. Exact the boxes of 3, 4, and 4, 7. I stick with it. Stick with it. You know, exacta boxes. I just like that race 4 back with the 4. 3, 4, 7. Good luck, Aaron. I think that 7 is very, very dangerous. You see, I'm almost tempted to go off of my bet and box the. No, use 7 as the key horse here. Exact boxes of 3, 4, and 4, 7. Another play here. If you really like one horse, the horse that you like best, if you want to key it in a trifecta, maybe whatever it is, 50 cents, you want to play around. Say you like the 7 horse best, and you like 1, 4, 7 as your other 3. You key it in the 3 spots. 7 over 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4, and 1, 3, 4 over 7, 1, 3, 4. 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4 over 7. So you got your 3 horses covered, and you use your 1 horse that you like best in a single spot. And that would cost $9.50 for 50 cents. We have Aaron's picks here, a super key with 3 on top. Good shot. Good shot. The 1 is always dangerous with Pletcher, and it does have some good early speed. Should save ground on the inside. At 3, 4, 7, and exacta. And here we have John Fellows. Hey, John, how's it going? Thanks for joining us and giving a selection. 3, 5, 7 exacta box. Like 3 and 7 are. Let me go back to that 5 real quick. 5 has a race 4 back that contends here. Hasn't run at Aqueduct, never before. Michael Maker, good job, trainer. I said this is a very competitive race. So good luck, everybody. Let's win some money. Good luck, everybody. Aaron, John, anybody else playing? Now I'm watching for see what kind of early speed the 1 shows and the 4 shows. Looks like 6 is leading and 7. Come on, Aaron. You got this. Good luck, everybody. Interesting race so far. I don't like that 4 didn't grab the lead and the extra distance, so now I'm a little concerned. 7 is going to be tough. Where is the 3? Come on, 4. Wow. Jerry the Nipper, number 2. Let's take a look at number 2 here. Who got second here? Two 6.5. Who do these guys have? Jerry the Nipper. Let's go back and see what we saw. I remember Jerry the Nipper has nice numbers, had nice fast numbers, got Lasix. Todd Pletcher, what was his odds? Todd Pletcher and Dylan Davis. Wasn't taking money on the board. Opened 7-5 and was 5-1. All righty. I thought the 4 was coming, and I thought the 7 was coming. Somehow they left the building. Who did these guys pick? Yeah, and that horse wasn't impossible. I'm just wondering what happened to the 7 and the 3. What do we got here coming up? We got a good race? Anything? Be the Boss looks like the early pace. But that's just 9-5. I like the 2. I'd probably move off the box here. No, I like a 2-horse box here. I'm going to go back and look a little closer at the numbers again and see what I see here. Challenging race. What do we see here? Yeah, Be the Boss has a big pace edge. Big pace edge. Stretching out though. Moline likes to go to the front. It's number 5. I'd be on a 2-7 box. It probably paid zip. Let me just look at these prices on 2-7. See, 2's on the board at 2-1, and 7's on the board at 5-2. The public is seeing this the way I saw it. 2-7 pays 2-7. The odds are 9-1, and 7-2. The odds are 7-1. If you want to go nuts on a race like this, I mean, you have your quinella there. You can play around with that. What are the quinella prices? If you want to use, say you like the 2 or the 7, you figure one of them is going to come in, but not both. And choose between the 2 of them, either the 2 or the 7. And what I like about the 2 in this race is that the distance should be no problem. And gets his best rider back, gets a rider upgrade. Say you use a 2 with the other 6 for $1. That's $6. Let's see if you get your money back or if you lose money, even if you win. If it finishes 1-2 or 2-1, you lose $1. You get 5-1. 2-3 for $1 or 3-2. 2-3, $12 back, so you double. 2-4 quinella or 4-2. Remember, you give each combo for $1. Those 2 horses, you win. It's like boxing them. 2-4, $23. So you make money with that combo. 2-8, you're looking at $8. No, 2-5, $8. 2-6 is the big one, $42. And now if your 2 chalks come in, 2-7, you get back $3. Pay 7-2. So the quinella is probably not even the play in this race. What about the exactas? 2-7 exacta, 9-1, 7-2, 7-1. Let's look at the other horses. Let's see if we can beat these guys. $14 minutes to post. Blue Grotto, number 1, ran a very big race last time out. It was on a wet track. Now, this horse, the last 2 times it ran on a wet track here, it ran big. And it's at today's distance of 1 mile. This horse seems to be a specialist at this distance. 2 of the last 3 times it ran on a wet track, it had a first and a second, which were very fast. What about the 2? 2 ran horrible last time, but it got checked, bumped, jostled around, and it ran a clunker. 2 back, it ran a big race. The others ran nice races. I just want to see the odds on the one because, well, you know, opening 3-1 is too low. Our country number 3 is somewhat interesting because the last time it ran, all times it ran competitive races, but they were in January of last year. And it's running on turf lately. Gets blinkers on today for Mark Henning, and when Mark Henning adds blinkers, doesn't do that much very often, only twice in the last year or so. And blinkers on, he's okay, I guess. What are the odds on the 3? Opening odds on the 3? Our country, yeah, I could see it taking some money. That's one you might want to sneak in there. Not impossible. Not impossible because it has run well on dirt on this track. And it has numbers that fit this race. So see this now, I've improvised off this report here. The more I'm looking at the 3, the more I'm liking it. Blake has races 1, 2, 3, 3 and 4 back that fit the bill here. He ran at Aqueduct earlier. Really didn't do anything great. This is a competitive race. Do we try and take a stand on one? In fact, the box of 2-7 is really not going to pay anything at all. Tough one. Let's get some numbers. Let's get some more numbers to look at. Get some tiebreakers in here. Be the boss. The stretch out is the problem with me. It ran a race on turf and it was significantly slower stretching out. I know it's the early speed. I'm going to bring up some figures here. I mean, 7's going to try and run away. But I'm looking at the 5, Milan. Yeah, let me. This might be a race to play around against that favorite. And key one of the longer ones. Let's see, the sires. Let's bring up some numbers. Some more numbers, actually. I used multiple sources of data. Okay, let's see. Endowed early speed horse number 2. It has 2 races here at this track. a second place finish. See, we got some speed signed on here. And the 7, even though he's running the fastest early fractions, he's not, he's doing it in shorter races. Considering the early speed, we got speed signed on. Yeah, I'm gonna do call an audible here. I'm gonna switch up a little bit from my 2 chalks. Let's try and do something here. All right. I think the 5 is dangerous. Let me write these down. I have a little bit of a fun bet here. I probably would have passed this race, played the way I originally said it. I think the 5 is somewhat dangerous. There's a lot of it's run at Aqueduct. It's done ways back. It did win a race here in the mud last year. It's a 4-year-old and it stumbled at the start last race, so you can excuse it. But if it gets back to the race 2 back, it can win. And in its last 4 races, it has a 3rd, a 2nd, a 1st, and a 1st. Trevor McCarthy up, jockey trainer together, Robert Claceris and Trevor McCarthy 14% together. Three, 5. Here's the thing now. Do I go against number 2, Clement and Ortiz, with a 3, 5, and 7 box? The 2 has the 1 race 2 back, which was its best race. But the other races and it was here. But the other races have not been really. They haven't stood out over the others. I'm looking at let me just check those fractions again, opening fractions. Okay, the race is coming into focus. Do we try and get rid of the 2? Okay, gotta zero in on this. All right, here's what we're gonna let's go this way. John Fellow should pass on this race, but it's too freaking cold out. $2 across the board on the 5. I think the 5 has a big shot. I'll go a exact box 357. Good luck, John. 257 exacta box. Aaron, good luck. I'm gonna change up a little bit here. I would either pass this race or box 357 now. Because they could play Quinella's 2-4. All right, who do our champs like here? What do these guys like? How much time we got? Post time, but we got a second to check in. See. 7 is slowly coming down, and the odds now 5-2. Let's look at some. Let's see, 2-5, 2-3-5. Let me look at these plays here. All right, 2 key supers, one with 3 on top, 2-5-6. The other with 7 on top, 1-2-5. Good luck, Aaron. Yeah, 2's a tough one. 2's a tough one to contend with here. Let's see. They could a chance to make something here. Now, I wanted to see something else before we got here. 3-5-7. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Exacta prices. Check the prices here. 257 exacta box. I'll give you some exacta prices here, Aaron. Top board. Exacta. 2-5, 14-1. 2-7, 8-1. 5-2, 21-1. 5-7, 25-1. So you want that 5 in there, and then 7-2, 8, and 7-5, 19. Looks like they're getting ready to load in. Both the 2 and the 7 are at even money. Well, this should be an interesting race. I want to see what the all right. Good luck, everybody. Enjoy the race. Make some money. 2 and 7 are at 2-1. 2 slightly favored. I'll be interested to see who jumps out front. I would think 7 would, but we don't know. There's some other speedy ones in here too. 2 usually likes to be part of the pace. 7 looks restless. Six is 20-1. Here comes the 3 and the 5. Holy crap. I think it's going to be the 4. Four, 5. I really like that 4. No, just kidding. What? Look at this 7. Could never get by the 6. 2. The 2 did nothing. Ah, this place is looking as bad as Mountaineer today. What was that, 6, 5? Six, 5. That's $100, 100 to 1 exacta combo here. Oh no, 4, 5. That's a $75 exacta combo. Let's go back real quick and look at that 4. There was something I liked about it. Oh yeah, it had some early speed. Yeah, competitive race. Yeah, I could see it. I mean, its races 3, 4 back were okay. All righty. Congratulations to all of those who played that combo. See, post time is in 20 minutes for race 5. Yeah, that was a tough one. That was a tough one, Aaron. Yes, right. See, I'm going to take a quick break to have a bowl of cereal here before the next race. We got over 20 minutes. Don't want to be playing the races hungry. It's get restless. Want to be in top form here for this. All right, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Whoever's here, I will be back shortly for race 5. All right, righty, be back in a bit. Good luck if you're playing any races. I'll see you in a little bit. All right, we're back. It's better. On $6 out, 1170 bucks back. All right, John, that's how to do it. That's no bank is going to pay that. This race is first-time starters. Now, Fletcher's number 2 is taking no money. A dead on the board. His number 4. Now, that's a horse I initially would have used, but when I see something like that, now I'll check the prices with the 4 and the daily double, see if there's hidden money. Looks like it all goes through the 1 and 1A here. And Pletcher's number 5 actually had a halfway decent race. Slip Mahoney, Brad Cox. This for me is a pass race. I just don't see much money in it. I mean, if you had to play, I'd probably use Brown's. I'd probably use 1-5 in multis. What about Slip Mahoney, number 8? Post position 9. Fox wins first time out often, and Dylan Davis is 14% on 2-year-olds. I think this one would work. I'd hear my play if I had to play. I'd pass. 1-5-8. Race 5. Sometimes I get partial payment on pick 3s or doubles, but I don't know why. That usually happens when there's a scratch and you get a post-time favorite, a late scratch. That's what that would be. Hang on a second. Okay, let me write this down here. It's a pass race. Speaking of multis, yeah, the better races are all coming up. These are all coming up. Today might be a good day to look into a, just one and say, hey, I'm going to put together a pick 4, late pick 4 ticket, and for 50 cents, and cover that the right way. And if I hit, I'll, who knows? Maybe I'll make a couple grand. And you don't have to play every race. 4 is coming down for Pletcher. Who are these guys like? Just not my kind of race, these first-time starters. And All right. Let's see, 4-1-1-8. Let's see, Chad Brown, the double entry. He has Jocks on there. Franco, one of his go-to guys, and Irad Ortiz. Chess Spectacular, number 6 is a price. Not impossible for you want to play around with it. I'm just going to watch, see what that 6 does for show. Rosario on the 6. Otherwise, I'd say use 1-5-8 in your doubles, or you want to really, narrow it down and use your single. Yeah, Chad Brown 1-1-8. If they miss the board, call the police. Eight isn't dead last. Come on, 5. Quick opening quarter. Come on, 5. Todd Pletcher, 9-2. Okay, stick with my original play. Box 1-4, and I don't know whatever the hell it is. What are they going to pay? What 2 of the main ones? See, now I moved off the 4 because I didn't like what was happening on the board. Don't let the board sway you, folks. You saw me make the mistake right here live on this show. Oh, the horse isn't taking money. The public must know what's going on. 4-1, that'll pay $12. 12-1 odds. How'd that 6 did? No, the 6 didn't do well there. Yeah, I had every right to do something. Better races ahead, folks. Better races ahead. If you're playing later, consider a pick 4, setting up a pick 4 and covering it the right way, or a pick 3, or the exactas are tough to come by lately at this track. You see these results coming in here. You might be better off with a multi-race play like a pick 4, where you can cover. You can play it for 50 cents. But that's 5 races in the books. The best races are all coming up. The other 5. There are some things I have to do, so I was glad. I didn't expect to come live today, but I came live and had a blast. and covered half the card here and talk some horse racing. So thanks everyone who joined me and joined us and contributed to the show. Best of luck with the rest of this card. Some good races ahead. Consider the pick 4, even if that's the only bet you make for the rest of the day. And sit back, make some cover it the right way, and make sure you cover it. Yeah, good to see you, Aaron. And thanks for weighing in. It sounds like you're going to be a winning player, excellent player in the making. You're winning already. So best of luck with the rest of the card. I'll be out here for another show. Maybe I'll do a Del Mar show tomorrow. I'm doing a racing report for Aqueduct, but maybe I'll go live for Del Mar. Look at that card. I'll keep you posted. So have a great afternoon, everybody. Thanks for joining me. Best of luck and bring it home. Enjoy the rest of the weekend, and all the best. Talk with you soon.